Imagine 5 years from now, still being in the same chaotic place, still feeling a lack of control, still saying that you're going to get yourself sorted out, still stuck in the same job you've been moaning about. If you imagine waking up in those 5 years and nothing's changed from the way that you're showing up now, how would that make you feel? So where's it going wrong for so many men? And for me, a lot of the lads are wrapped up in this life cocoon. It's like being stuck in a straitjacket. You're just zombified, going through day-to-day life, trying to sleep, eat, work, repeat. Eat, sleep, work, repeat. And everything that you want to achieve, all the goals and aspirations in your health and your career and your relationships, they're never being achieved because we're wrapped up in this program that we can't break free from. And all we want to do is be able to break free and be able to go and reach our full potential, like reclaim the control of our life again. So let's look at the first reason that we procrastinate, where to start. So there are three key elements to this that we have to take into consideration. Number one, there are too many options. If you go onto social media now, there are 200 different ways to diet. There are 400 different ways to do a bicep curl. Do you know what I mean? There's 400 journals to choose from. There's so much that's going on that you just don't know where to start. And you don't have that pinpoint direction that you just go, that's the standout one for me, unless we actually do some research. The second branch of this is feeling overwhelmed. So because we don't know where we're going to start, we overthink everything. So we magnify everything by 10. And because we're doing that, we're not really focusing. We just have this big blur, this big overthink mentality. We go to the worst case scenario. So we become overwhelmed, so we don't show up. And then the last one is waiting for the perfect moment to start. So we don't know where to start, but I'm still looking for that gap where it's going to be perfect in life for me to start. So that perfect mentality connected with not knowing where to start prevents you from starting. I'll give you an example of this. Look at the state of our front room from our 2-year-old. When we start tidying up, it's like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. But the key thing here is just to start. We start with the first thing that's on the floor and we start putting that away. And then we start doing the next thing and then the next thing. And before you know it, all of these things are clear and we have a tidy living room again, ready for our 2-year-old to smash it up. The thing is, if we spend so much time thinking about how we're going to tidy up this living room, it's never going to get done. And we're wasting time thinking about how we can just do something just by starting. If we simply just start the process of tidying, it's going to be done a lot quicker. We're going to save a lot of time and a lot of energy worrying about whether it's going to be the right way to tidy up, whether it's the right strategy, are we doing it in the right order? Just do it. So the second reason we procrastinate is the thought of starting is so daunting. Again, there are three branches that come off this that make up this factor. The first one is commitment. When you commit to improving your life, when you commit to doing something that's going to make your life better, it's another commitment that you're taking on board. So you naturally overthink the process and go, can I really commit to improving myself on top of having kids, having a job, trying to get fit? And what we're missing here is that when we start a process of improving ourselves, what we're doing is actually we're learning to make sure that our lives we have more control of it, that we're having more direction. And all of those things and all of those commitments that you have, we can handle much better by committing to ourselves first. Lead you to lead them. The second branch of this is it's hard to see the end. Okay, it's the patience element. If you're just starting, you're thinking to yourself, I can't even imagine getting to the place that I want to be. It's so far away. If you look at a road that is like 2 miles down straight and you're thinking to yourself, my God, I'm going to get to the end of that road, then we become overwhelmed with that thought. And then we just think to ourselves, I'll put it off, I'll put it off, I'll put it off. And we never get it done. 5 years later, you wake up in the same place. And the last one is hard work. Doing anything that's going to improve your life is going to take hard work. And for a lot of guys, they don't want to face that hard work. Nothing is for free. There are no hacks to this. It is all in. We go in, we progress 1% a day, millimeters turn to miles, and over a period of time, we get to the end of that road. How we overcome that procrastination is to understand that You've got to stop thinking about the final outcome immediately. We've got to focus on the small, micro 1% wins that slowly build up the life that you want. And instead of thinking about the final article and this part here being so daunting and committing to achieving this right away, we've just got to focus on the first brick, the first 1% that is going to start your journey and slowly build the life that you want. So the third reason that we procrastinate is because we are too consumed in the rat race. Okay? There are three branches here. I see those people that are in this state walking around like zombies, like no awareness, no unpacking, no understanding of themselves on a deeper level to reach their potential. It's just work, sleep, eat, repeat. There's nothing fun going on in life, but yet we stay in the same place by procrastinating all the time because we're too busy meeting the rat race's demands. This leads to misplaced priorities. So you're bottom of the ladder right here, and you're just firefighting, spinning all of the plates, not taking the time to step away and think, how do I enjoy my life more? How do I lead me better? How do I connect with my relationships better? How do I regain control of my life? So I tell you what, if this goes wrong, I'm definitely going to do a video on why your wife divorced you, dropping all the plates. So this is where I see so many men. We're just walking around like a zombified, and we're trying to carry too many plates. And there's too much going on here. There's too much going on to be able to actually, how do I improve this? How do I step away from career, children, wives, finances, responsibilities? We slowly but surely drop one plate at a time so that we can manage better, more efficiently, doing less better, more structure, more routine, more systems, more focus on time, energy, and focus, building back barriers. But if we're procrastinating, we're not doing those things. And that's why in 5 years, you could wake up still spinning the same plates, having the same problem. The last reason that we're procrastinating is because there's an element of fear. There's an element of fear of rejection, failure, wrong decisions. What if it doesn't go well? But you know for a fact that the position that you're in right now is not working for you. So what is guaranteed over the next 5 years, if you keep living the life that you're living, is that nothing's going to change and you are going to fail because you haven't shown up and you've done the same thing over and over again. For me, failure is repeating the same patterns, the same behaviors. Whereas we're procrastinating on changing and shifting those things, which is what I'm going to help you slowly unravel next. So procrastination is super painful, and it's painful for a number of reasons, because number one, it's wasting time, and you don't get time back. You can lose money and you can earn money back, but you cannot waste time. And it's really a sensitive subject and painful subject for me, because I wasted 2 years being too daunted to show up, not knowing where to start, being too consumed in life, and fearing what the consequences would be in terms of setting up my online business. I was too afraid to do videos because I was too worried about the judgment. I feared the judgment from other people about what I had to say. I was too worried about it failing. Did not know where to start and didn't pinpoint a starting point. So I wasted 2 years before I even got this online business going. And that cost me. So for me, procrastination is a habit. And if we're going to quit procrastination, we have to get in the same mentality that we get into if we're going to quit drinking or smoking or fatty foods or hanging around with dickheads. Because all of those things, smoking, drinking, eating cakes and sweets, are all habit-based. We get into the habit of going, it's 7 o'clock at night. I usually have chocolate now. It's a Friday night. I usually get smashed up on the booze. So the way that our brain works is that we have a particular coding that makes the brain work the way it does. So what we have to do is change the coding that's going into our brain. So we have to get used to doing everything without procrastination. And that means doing your laundry immediately. That means putting things away immediately. That means hanging your coat up right away, putting your shoes right away, and all those finer details of life that we procrastinate, we have to stop procrastinating on. because your brain doesn't go, oh, well, I'm not going to procrastinate on the things that move me forwards, but then I am going to procrastinate on the small things. How we do anything is how we do everything. So we've got to get into the habit of doing things immediately if it's possible to do that. You see, the reason that in the morning I don't procrastinate on my morning routine is because for the last year, I followed the same structure, routine, and systems. I followed the same time, energy, and focus principles that get me to the place that I need to be in the morning. And because I practice that in the morning, I procrastinate a lot less on decision making, on moving me forward, on the things that improve the way that I live my life. And that is how we start to overcome procrastination. It becomes a process where we start with that 1%, like the brick I showed you when I was building it earlier. We take that first step and we start building a process. And that is what starts implementing the new code into your brain. I wanted to set a challenge that could help you overcome procrastination. Now, it's a small micro commitment to yourself to get into the habit of not procrastinating. So it could be anything from making sure that you get up in the morning and you don't procrastinate in bed thinking, I'll get up in a minute. It could be on never procrastinating on putting your laundry away. As soon as it's dry, you put it straight away. It could be on not procrastinating going to the gym. You go when you said you were going to go. Choose simple things, things that you can get into the habit of not procrastinating on. Keep a procrastination journal. So in it, you can keep a streak system. So you can end up having 3 columns, put your 3 things that you're going to not procrastinate on anymore. And at the end of the day, when you haven't procrastinated on them, just tick it. Don't procrastinate on that task. So I want you to really visualize this, and I want you to visualize 5 years from now. How old are you going to be? How old will your kids be? What will you be doing? And I want you to imagine that the place that you're in right now, you are still in the same place, if not having gone back further in your development in 5 years. And you wake up in 5 years from this day and nothing's changed. How would that make you feel mentally, emotionally, physically? Would it feel like you've done 5 years in prison and not really progressed at all? That should be your emotional connection to not procrastinating on moving you forwards. So if there is something, an opportunity, if there is an action that you need to take that is going to benefit your life, your relationships, your business, your career, do not procrastinate on it. Change the narrative, change the habit, and get the outcome that you're looking for. If you are stuck in that perfection trap, this video right here is a great way of how to get out of that and change that piece of coding that's going into your brain to change the way that you see perfect mentality. Hope the video helps. Let me know what your thoughts are in a comment. I'll catch you for the next video.